Tell us about your background and experience in music.
I have been passionate about music from a young age, starting with piano lessons when I was 6. I pursued a bachelor's degree in music education from University Name, where I gained comprehensive training in music theory, history, and pedagogy. I have been teaching music for the past number years, working with students of various age groups and skill levels. In my previous roles, I have successfully directed school choirs, organized concerts, and taught both individual and group lessons.
What is your teaching philosophy?
My teaching philosophy centers on fostering a love for music in my students. I believe in creating a supportive and engaging learning environment where students feel comfortable exploring their creativity. I aim to balance technical proficiency with expressive performance, encouraging students to develop both their skills and their unique musical voice. I also prioritize individualized instruction to cater to each student's learning style and goals.
How do you handle a student who is struggling with a difficult piece?
When a student struggles with a piece, I first break it down into smaller, more manageable sections to identify specific challenges. I use various strategies, such as slow practice, rhythmic exercises, and visual aids, to help them understand and overcome these difficulties. Additionally, I offer positive reinforcement to build their confidence and encourage persistence. My goal is to ensure they not only master the piece, but also enjoy the process of learning.
How do you integrate technology into your music lessons?
I incorporate technology in several ways to enhance learning and engagement. For instance, I use music software like GarageBand or Sibelius for composition and arranging activities. Online platforms such as Smart Music or Noteflight are great for interactive practice and feedback. I also utilize YouTube and other streaming services to expose students to diverse musical styles and performances. Technology helps me create a dynamic and interactive classroom environment.
Describe a successful lesson you have taught recently.
One successful lesson involved introducing my students to jazz improvisation. We started with listening to famous jazz musicians to understand the style and nuances of improvisation. I then taught them the basics of the blues scale and chord progressions. We used call-and-response exercises to practice improvising short phrases. The students were highly engaged, and by the end of the lesson, many were confidently creating their own improvised solos. It was rewarding to see their creativity and enthusiasm.
How do you assess student progress in your music classes?
I use a variety of assessment methods to gauge student progress. Formative assessments include regular observations, quizzes on music theory, and in-class performance tasks. Summative assessments might involve end-of-term recitals, written exams, and portfolio reviews of their work throughout the term. I also value self-assessment and peer feedback, as these encourage students to reflect on their learning and develop critical listening skills.
How do you handle classroom management in a music class?
Effective classroom management in a music class requires clear expectations, consistent routines, and engaging lessons. I establish classroom rules collaboratively with my students at the beginning of the year to ensure they feel a sense of ownership and responsibility. I use positive reinforcement to encourage good behavior and address issues promptly and fairly. Engaging lessons that keep students active and involved also help minimize disruptions.
What strategies do you use to motivate students who are less interested in music?
I find that connecting music to students' interests and experiences can spark their enthusiasm. For example, incorporating popular music they enjoy or relating musical concepts to real-world scenarios can make lessons more relevant and engaging. I also try to provide opportunities for student choice, allowing them to select pieces or projects that interest them. Building a positive and encouraging relationship with these students helps them feel more invested in their learning.
How do you handle performance anxiety in your students?
To address performance anxiety, I emphasize preparation and positive visualization. I encourage students to practice performing in front of small, supportive groups before larger performances. We also discuss techniques for managing anxiety, such as deep breathing, focusing on the music rather than the audience, and staying in the moment. By creating a supportive environment and normalizing the experience of performance anxiety, I help students build confidence and resilience.
Why do you want to work at our school?
I am impressed by school name's commitment to arts education and its comprehensive music program. Your school's emphasis on fostering creativity and providing diverse musical opportunities aligns with my own teaching values. I am particularly excited about the possibility of collaborating with your talented staff and contributing to a vibrant musical community. I believe I can bring my passion and experience to further enrich your students' musical education.